Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another movie review. Tonight we're looking at a controversial British movie which was made in 1979, and it is the infamous Caligula, released here on 4K. So before we get to any of the stories, have a look at this release. So this is the physical copy of Caligula on 4K. I've had this now for about a year, and been after it for a couple of years, and I still haven't got around to watching it. So tonight we are. Let's have a look at the release. It is from Umbrella Entertainment, which is an Australian company. We have the disc there on 4K and on Blu-ray, and on Blu-ray and on Blu-ray. Obviously it's got multiple versions of the film. We're probably going to be watching the ultimate cut tonight on 4K. It's a nice little release. It did get released with a slipcase, but I didn't get that copy. That was already sold out. That's the only one I got. So that is my physical release of Caligula. So it's a 4-disc set, 1 4K and 3 Blu-rays, including the ultimate cut of the movie, which is the new cut of the film after all the sort of like controversy over the other cuts that seem to be getting seriously bad reviews, and they found loads of unreleased sort of footage, and they sort of conjured up this sort of ultimate cut. So this is it. So is there any special features on the disc? So this is the main menu for Caligula. We'll have a look at the special features on the 4K disc. You have an audio commentary of Heather Drain, Caligula, The Rise and Fall Resurrection, a video essay by Jarrett Gowan, Thomas Never and Aaron Shapps discuss Caligula, the ultimate cut, Caligula at Cannes, and the trailer. And that is the special features on Caligula. So there is actually a special feature discs, Blu-rays, which have loads of information on it, but there is still some on the 4K disc, which is really cool. Loads of extra features in this whole set. Let's get to the story. So this is a true story based on Caligula Caesar, who took over command of Rome from Tiberius Caesar. Now, Tiberius Caesar in this film is played by Peter O'Toole. Caligula is played by Malcolm McDowell. And he is, at the beginning, he's the prince of the sort of like Roman Empire. And he is there to take over from Tiberius. But there seems to be a history within Rome that the sons or relations of the Caesar ends up as killing them to become Caesar. Anyway, he doesn't actually kill him. One of his servants do, and he puts his servant to death for killing him once he becomes Caesar. So we'll have a little look at the cast in a bit. And when he becomes Caesar, he lets all his perversions take over him. He's got a very high sort of sexual perversion in his way, in everything. Even as the prince, he's sort of like, we see him and he sleeps with he's got a relationship with his sister, who I believe her name is Drusilla, played by Teresa Ann Savoy, and they have an incestuary relationship, and he wants to marry her, but she said we can't because we're related. And he said, well, let's go to Egypt because it's allowed there. So they can't, because you are now in charge of Rome and the Roman Empire. So he has to choose a wife. So he chooses Cassonia, who's played by Helen Mirren, and he chooses her as a wife. And she's sort of like she really loves him, you can tell, and she sort of goes by what everything he wants to do. And he he carries on his perversions, and there's some very, very perverted things going on in the film. Now, the government or the Senate, whatever you want to call them, don't like him because of his ways, but the people of Rome and Italy love him, because he makes sure the people of Italy love him. He provides them with free food. He provides them with money on celebrations, like when they have a daughter, he gives them all money and all this sort of thing. So all the soldiers, all the sort of Roman people adore him, except the government. They don't like him because they look at him as a threat, and he doesn't like them, and he sort of torments them and tortures them in his perverted ways. He even opens a brothel where all the Senate's wives have to become prostitutes in it. He does all these bizarre things, and he has his slave who actually kills Tiberius, arrested and executed, and he's got a very bizarre way of executing. He's got all these criminals sort of buried in the ground with their head out of the ground, and he has this sort of mobile wall which sort of closes in, but there's like a turning blade underneath, and it cuts their heads off as it goes through. It's very ingenious sort of invention, but very cruel and very sinister and very graphic. It's a very graphic movie. And obviously, he then becomes majorly paranoid, because he thinks everyone is out to kill him. Now, his sister dies. She gets this disease, illness, and dies. And then he goes a little bit mad, and he leaves his sort of like palaces and goes into the normal people for a while. And from there, he meets the giant, played by Oziride, is it Pavarello, plays the giant, and he's befriends him. And all again, when the public find out that he is Caligula, they all love him and worship him because of who he is. And then he returns to his palace, if you like, or wherever it is he goes, and things go a bit more chaotic. Let's talk about the characters. So this is an extremely well acted film with a major British cast, with all sort of theatrical actors and all this wonderful. So we'll go through some of it. We got Caligula played by Malcolm McDowell. We got Cassania played by Helen Mirren. We've got Drusilla played by Teresa Ann Savoy. We have Nerva played by Sir John Gielgud. We have Tiberius played by Peter O'Toole. Marco played by Guido Marini. Claudius played by Giancarlo Padisi. I'm trying to see if there's any other sort of major cast members that you might know. Oh, Longinus, who's like his sort of like his second-hand man, is played by John Steiner, and he's really cool in the film, and it's really well acted. It's like a world-class cast, and it's fantastic. Let's get to the final verdict. So before I get to my score of the film, this film is covered with controversy, and it's not controversy just because of its pornographic sort of way it is. It's very the first cut of this film came out, and it was almost like a porn film, and all the directors and the editors and the producers and some of the cast shunned the film. They didn't want nothing to do with it. Some of the producers wanted their name removed from the film. Some of the actors and actresses wanted their name removed from the film. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They were embarrassed. And it came out to horrendous views, saying it was trash, one of the worst films ever made, and awful. And then a new cut appeared, and again it came out to sort of negative reviews. And then another cut came out, I think has slightly improved a bit. but everyone was still shocked and grossed out by the amount of nudity. It was hard to get any clips in this film without nudity, not just women but men as well. You see all these really weird and bizarre things like men masturbating and women, watching women and masturbating, and when he's getting it away with his wife or his sister, there's people around watching. It's very like that. That bit. Once you get over that, there's a film in there, and it's incredible. I absolutely loved it. It's an essential for me. It's a 10 out of 10. Yes, do you get it? I mean, everybody else would give this probably 1, 2 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I loved it. Not because of the perversions, but the story and the historical facts that is taking over. His perversions and sexual perversions overtook all of Rome. And when he goes to the city of Rome, for the normal people, they all behave in the same way that was behaving in the palace with all these orgies. It's orgy after orgy after orgy. And anyone that disagrees with him sort of thing sort of gets arrested and end up being killed and stuff like that. But the people loved him. Apart from the government, they hated him. But it's incredible. I loved every minute of it. Now, just let you know, the ultimate cut lasts for 3 hours. It's a 3-hour movie, so you need to set time aside. You might want to do it in 2 sittings. I did it in 1 because I was just enthralled by it, thinking, what is going on? How can anybody in charge of a country behave this way? But he changes, and you kind of like him in a way, because you're thinking, yeah, because he's for the people. Like I said, he provides grain and food for the people. He provides money for them. He looks after them. He eliminates tax off wine, off food, and stuff like that. But the way he makes money is by getting all of his senate's wives to whore out and stuff like that. So he gains money from them, not the people. So I kind of liked him for that in a way, but not the way that he did it. But I just thought, yeah, well, there you go. It's almost like he was taxing and punishing the rich so the poor could live their life. And that's how it sort of come across. And I love the film. The pluses of this edition, it looks phenomenal. The 4K transfer is incredible. It's a great sound. The soundtrack is amazing. It's only in 5.1, but it is really, really cool. I haven't checked out the other... I think there is some other editions on here of the film, but this one is just like the ultimate cut. It might have some of the other sort of like cuts on here. I haven't watched them, but what I sort of yeah, I did feel a little uncomfortable with the amount of nudity in there, but it is what it is, and I think they were trying to represent of what he was like and what Rome was like when he was in control of Rome. And I think that just thinking, wow, it must have been, it was such a bizarre time to have been alive there. Absolutely crazy. But it's a wonderful film. Really, really cool. I loved it. If you guys seen it, let me know down below what you think of it. Guys, check out some channels for me. Check out Sammy G's World of Cinema, Skin Crawler, Mondo Chekovic. Check out Horror Geek, The Maniac, Grumpy Andrew's Horror House. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.